Candice wants to be Ashley. Karen is killing the looks this season. Why is Giselle's house always messed up? Michael, we didn't need all of that. No, let's not make any excuses for Candice. I just want a big Ashley up. Wendy, why did you come to a wedding dress fitting in white? Robin's. Mia can't be thinking about other people her whole life. I saw Dorothy all over that. Not only is it infidelity, dang, your life is not together. It's neglect. Oh, I'm a supportive husband. It's lying. Sir, you're also a supportive employee. It's narcotics. I was blocked by someone. What are you bringing to this? Not that I ever believed that Eddie was cheating on her. Why are you so obsessed with Ashley? 22% of men cheat. Woo, what a lesson. I love the inside of the venue. Repression is real, y'all. She gotta heal here first before she heals a wound. Come on. Maybe I shouldn't say. What up, everyone, and welcome back to another recap with me, your girl Rizzo, for the Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 6, Episode 9. I almost forgot again. For those of you guys who do not know me, it's your girl Rizzo. Not your girl, because you don't know me. But we do Married at First Sight, Real Housewives of Potomac, Insecure, and sprinkles of Big Brother recaps. I may or may not add some new ones, but we'll see. So make sure if you guys are interested in those shows, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. Tell a friend. I really appreciate each and every person who has been telling their friends and passing the information along. I see y'all and I appreciate you deeply. This past episode was pretty good. Still not topping the top because I'm still trying to recover. Y'all, I'm actually still recovering from the reunion last year. Somebody just posted a clip from that reunion and I had to like relive it all over again for Giselle, y'all. I don't know if I'm gonna ever get over that. That might be like top five in a bad way. But this episode was good. We're gonna get into, Chris and Candice drama. Mia met her mom and they went out to lunch for the first time, I guess, ever. Robin and Giselle have a podcast. And of course, I feel like same story. Candice is coming for Ashley again, y'all. I can't. Let's get to it. Okay, first off, let's talk about this Giselle and Robin podcast that I don't know who listens. Has anyone ever listened to that? Because it's out, right? They said that it was out, so I saw them promoting it. Has anyone heard it? I feel like there's oversaturation in the podcast market. I used to have a podcast probably like 7 years ago at this point. I don't know, y'all. Has anyone? But actually, you know what? Before we get into that, I do want to talk about how much love that Robin is getting from the social media community for, battling depression or seasonal depression or whatever it is that she's going through. I have never seen people on social media rally behind someone this much. And I appreciate that, right? I know Robin appreciates it, but it's just good to know that we're not full of hate, trolls, drama, that you guys are here for something else. So I really appreciate that. And I love that little conversation that Robin had with Carter, which probably because Juan doesn't want to film with anyone. So they're like, Robin, you need to bring someone else in. But no, that little moment between her and Carter was actually pretty cute. His comment when she was like, oh, I need a life coach. He was like, dang, your life is not together. That is such a genuine child reaction. So I love to see that moment on television. I also love that when she got on the phone, he was super attentive, right? He didn't move because, he's too cool for school. He doesn't really know what's going on, but he sat under those covers and he was like, let me just listen to what she's saying. Let me listen. Even let me learn what the difference is between needing a life coach and a therapist. I loved that conversation between the two. But let's get back to this podcast because there's some interesting stuff that I heard on there. Okay, a couple of things that I actually wrote down from the podcast that Giselle talked about. So this podcast was about cheating and talking to your friends about cheating and all this stuff. Okay, statistics. 22% of men cheat. No. That's 22% of men who admit that they cheat or got caught cheating, so they had to admit it. Or that's sprinkled in the women who want to tell whoever this survey person is that their man cheated. Because yes, it's embarrassing for both parties. So dare I say it's a little higher than that. The next statistic. There is a 350% chance that a man who is cheated will cheat again. What? What? When Giselle said that in the interviews later, it made me sad for her because she has gone through so much. And you can tell that all of this stuff is negatively affecting her, obviously. But it's going to affect her future relationships because her comment was, if you stay with a man long enough, he's going to cheat on you. And I'm like, damn, I hate that. I hate that that's how she feels. But Robin talked about she and Juan when they were together, and she was like, yeah, I knew he cheated. He was cheating. I was just turning a blind eye to it, which I think happens so often with like basketball wives or basketball girlfriends or sports athlete, what do you call wags, or like rappers' girlfriends and stuff. It's like, you know they're doing it. You just want to like turn a blind eye to act like, oh, if I don't find out about it, if it's not super overt, you're still with me. So that's what matters. And like Robin mentioned that, and that bugs me. That bugs me, one, for her, but what really bugs me is that she said, that's how I felt when I was younger, but now that I'm older, I'm not dealing with that. It's like, are you giving men a pass to cheat on younger women, but not older women? Like, that shouldn't be okay for any age, sis. And then Giselle also gave a pass. She was like, and Robin agreed with her. She was like, yeah, you know, if you're like at the strip club and the stripper pulls you in and that's like a one night thing, that's something that we can deal with. But if it's your lifestyle, then I'm like, wait. Are we giving them another pass? Saying if it's a one-time thing, we're cool, but not if it's like a 2-time, 3-time, 4-time. Like, what's the limit, sis? Why is that ever okay? And why did you say that on national television, too? Because now the next man you get with is going to know that you're okay with that. He's going to take his pass. We don't like that. But speaking of trauma, because that's clearly trauma, Mia and her mother had lunch together for the very first time. And I wasn't sure what we were going to get, right? We saw that picture of her mom and her on the beach. But I was so glad to see her mom. She looked like, you know, she was sober. She looks like just in good health. She had her little piece on like moms do because she knows she's going to be on TV. Like, it made me feel good to see her. Also, you know, Wendy's had so much work, but like Wendy has her mom's like brow ridge, her forehead. And when she smiles, she has her mom's cheeks. But like you can tell that, you know, Mia got fillers, so hers are like a lot more, but you can still see some features that she has of her mom. So I like that. When they did flash back to her dad, you're like, oh, okay. But I like to see when people have pieces of their parent, especially when they're estranged. So one of the very interesting parts, this whole conversation was interesting and I want to dive into it a lot deeper. She had to walk on eggshells because she is trying to get through her trauma. But she understands there may be some things that she says that can trigger her mom and cause her to relapse. And so she's walking on eggshells with her mom while still trying to like comfort herself and heal herself. And it's like, that's such a tough spot to be in because you know this other person is going through their own healing and their own trauma. But you're like, I need to consider me. So it's like, that's a tough spot for me. It's like, where do you draw that line? Because Mia can't be thinking about other people her whole life. Like, she has to heal for her. And even when Mia was going through the story and her mom was like, oh, do you remember this? And she's like, oh, I have good memories of my dad. I don't remember this moment. It's crazy how our brain, and I have seen this in my cousin, it's crazy how our brain as children, we repress these bad memories and we only remember the good things. And people don't see that. And I think that's why a lot of parents go through like issues with their kids when they don't have a good relationship with their other parent. And it's just like, how could you not? But like, repression is real, y'all. Mia had no recollection of that night that she got burnt. When Mia's mom went through it and told us the story, right? Because Mia was like, yo, what did dad do? Why do you essentially hate him so much? She was like, 1, he introduced me to drugs. 2, I left the house for 15 minutes, got a call that my daughter had burned herself. And it's because in those 15 minutes, he's supposed to be watching his daughter, but instead he's downstairs with another woman. Not only is it infidelity, it's neglect, it's lying, it's narcotics. It's like, what are you bringing to this? And so when Mia's mom said, you did so many things to remind me of your dad, it made me question, is that the reason why she had to give Wendy up? Seeing Mia would remind her of him, and it would be a reminder of all of those things. So I can understand how that may cause her to relapse and just like, it's tough. It's tough. And I hope these two can both heal, honestly. And I love what Mia said at the end. She said, we need to get to a place where we're comfortable talking about the uncomfortable. And my, is that something that we all need? I really hope the best for them. Okay, next up, let's talk about another family relationship that's going through the wire. Hello, Chris and Candice. The fuck was that? The way that Candice was talking to that man was crazy. I understand they're like pushing these conversations to have them on camera to push forth this storyline, which is kind of true. But the way that she was talking to him was like he was a child. I saw Dorothy all over that. Chris, I'm glad that you're able to stand up and just walk away, because the way in which she was talking to him was crazy. Now, getting into it. Chris is like, oh, I'm a supportive husband. Sir, you're also a supportive employee. So let's not act like you're doing this just to be supportive of your wife. Yes, you quit your job and you are getting these one-off cooking shows. But if both of y'all were financially set and where you wanted to be, you wouldn't have to miss her day of events like this because you got booked for a cooking show. You would hold those dates and say, I can't do these, reschedule this so I could do this later. This is my side gig. This is my main gig. We saw the setup for him like not being there for her acting little things she had for her studio event. We saw what was happening. But like, I think in his mind, he really believes that as a manager, he can set everything up and he doesn't have to be there the day of. It's like, yes, everything always goes as planned. Yup. There's never questions. That's why people don't need assistants or day of people at all. No, as long as you set it up weeks in advance, everything will go exactly to plan. Yes, Chris, you are correct. That is exactly what managers do. But Chris asking for this allowance was funny as all hell. But he makes sense. So I have to work with you and I have to wait for you to get income for me to take a portion of that. In the meantime, I gotta wait and say, hey, can I borrow some of this money? Are you able to put this in our joint account so I can take some out? No. As a man too, he wants to make sure that he has his own funds and he doesn't have to ask his wife, who's also his boss, for money. But I will say, did y'all see during the interviews how Candice was shitting on Giselle? She was like, yeah, she's a woman scorned. She's been through this and XYZ and called her a B and all this. And I'm like, I don't remember when they had this big old drama, but it lets me know it's a setup that something's going to happen later because you know they do these interviews later. Okay, let's talk about Karen's wedding dress shopping. One, I love the inside of the venue. Love her first dress. Don't know what the second dress will look like, but super excited for her. I'm really excited for this vow renewal. I will say it's very odd that Wendy and Mia are now BFFs. We did not need the Wendy and Eddie conversation because clearly they had a conversation off camera. He did say something that was very interesting and telling. I lost my family over being with this woman. No one in my family came to my wedding, met my children, will talk to me anymore because of this woman. Do you really think I'm gonna throw all of that away to go step out on this woman? That was very interesting. Not that I ever believed that Eddie was cheating on her anyway, but I think that was great that he said that. But back to Karen. Karen is killing the looks this season. I mean, her wigs look great, her outfits look great, her makeup. Like, I really appreciate whoever is part of the Karen Glam team. Y'all are doing a great job this season. Wendy, why did you come to a wedding dress fitting in white or cream, whatever it is? What are you doing? And Karen, are we really talking about this death word again? Are you really saying that if she apologizes for using the word death, everything will be fine? Everything is gonna go back to normal between you and her? Like, it's literally that word? That's weird to me. Something's going on with Ray, that's why. And man, but while we're here, RIP to Greg Leaks. That was a loss for the Housewives community. Even the fact that we got that video where we saw that Nene was out just 2 days before and she got on the mic and spoke her truth and was like, listen, you never know what somebody else is going through. So for you to call me rude over here, you don't even know what I'm going through. My husband is over here transitioning. He is currently dying and you're upset that I didn't say hi. Like, you could tell Nene was going through it. Blessings out to the Leaks family and to the cast. That's tough. Okay, but let's get to Robin's birthdays and all the drama around that. So first of all, Giselle was in charge of Robin's birthday invite. Yes, it makes sense she's not going to invite Wendy because of Wendy and Robin's, drama that they had. But your excuse as to why Karen wasn't invited is because, oh, she didn't wish Robin a happy birthday. Sis, This ain't about Robin. You didn't invite her because you don't like her. That's the reason why. But let's get to the Ashley and Candice drama, which I'm just... Candice, you got a whole storyline with you and Chris. You do not have to argue with Ashley about any and everything. Like, her breathing, her walking annoys the shit out of you. And I just don't get... Why are you so obsessed with Ashley? You know what? Let me just say some positive stuff, because the stuff that Candice said was so nasty and vile. Like, I just don't feel clean saying that shit right now. I just want to big Ashley up for sharing her pre and post pregnancy with us on television all the time. I really appreciate it. She does not hold anything back. We heard about this girl's booty hole tearing. We heard about other areas not healing. We know about her sex life. We know about her... the babies blow up, the baby fart in her face. Like, Ashley is so real in raising these children. I love that we see this on television. And the next part of the journey that she shared with us that I'm sure many women can relate to is Dylan isn't latching correctly. So they went to a lactation specialist, I think, or maybe a latch specialist, I don't know. But let me tell you what I took away from that. White men really understand that they are hiring someone in the medical field and that person works for them. I hope we all took that away for us. Because Lord knows, I be going into doctor's offices like, okay, you know everything, you tell me, I'm gonna just sit here and be quiet. No, you work for me. Every doctor isn't amazing as all other doctors. This doctor may know more than this about a specific item. I appreciated Michael asking her questions. Now, did I think he asked her too many questions? Yes, this wasn't an interview. Michael, we didn't need all of that. But you are giving your money to this woman, so you want to make sure this money is worth it and this woman knows what she's doing. So I guess I'm not mad at that. But woo, what a lesson. What a lesson for me. Now let's get into Candice. Now this woman who just had a baby, that baby is not even a month old, I think. Her uterus still has not contracted. And you know what your girl says? She calls her wide. She called her a milkmaid. And a hoe. Now, I wasn't going to get into this, but I was blocked by someone. And I don't even follow that person. I don't know what I said to make them block me, but I'm never going to speak about them again. So y'all can rest assured that I will not say their name, because if you're blocking me, obviously you don't want me to see you or speak about you, right? So don't worry, you won't get any more pushes and press and from me. So don't worry about that. But now, I'm saying that to say, I don't know what I said over there, but I get blocked by Shorty for this. This is understandable. Maybe I shouldn't say it. Candice wants to be Ashley. Candice realized last season that she wants to have a baby and mentioned on the reunion that she was trying. We don't see a baby. We don't see evidence that there was a baby or is a baby coming, but Ashley has had two. We see that she and Chris are going through financial woes, right? They had an issue with the house where her mom was supporting her. They are arguing back and forth now about where Chris is getting money from an allowance. Ashley and Michael stay wealthy. This man is trying to figure out ways to use his money. I'm gonna get into film production. You know what? I'm gonna open a restaurant. Didn't work? Well, I'm gonna go and do this. Candice don't know it, but she wants everything that Ashley has. Maybe not in that form, but she mad at Ashley. I get it. It hurts you. And did you ever stop to think that maybe this is why the Lord is not blessing you with a child? Your spirit is not set for it. Your body is not prepared to not have all this extra stress that can cause you to miscarry. Your body knows what's going on. That evil spirit that's inside of you cannot pass on. I hope that she heals truly, because we cannot have another cycle of this. We had Dorothy and Candice. We can't have a 3.0. And you know what? I'm not wishing negativity on her, right? Because I want her to heal. I want to see her positive. I want to see her as a mom. I want to see her, living a positive, fruitful, loving life. But she can't do that yet. She got to heal here first before she heals the womb. Come on. All right, y'all. That was a lot. This was heavy. And bravo, y'all could go ahead and miss me with this happened 3 hours ago, so that's why my emotions were up and I was acting like, don't know. Let's not make any excuses for Candice. She would have spoke like that any other time. And also, y'all, why is Giselle's house always messed up? There's always something wrong about her house. She done had this house for like 4 seasons, 3 seasons. What's going on, Giselle? Let's fix it. I can't, y'all. All right, I'm gonna see y'all next week. I hope that this episode's better, but it won't be, because they ended this episode on all this drama. Y'all gotta get your shit together. You know how you can get your shit together? You can like, comment, subscribe to my stuff. Follow me. You know, we'll be back here. Promise I'm not a bitch. Tell a friend. And shouts to my cousin Brittany for telling people about this recap series. Potomac sticks near and dear to our hearts. Jordana, Shina, y'all, we love us some Potomac. And Mo, I see y'all. All right, I'll catch y'all next week. Bye.